morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the first episode of Road to LFM series, a series where we'll be racing in a small online league race and open lobby race to collect enough safety ratings points to be qualified for a rookie license for LFM. You will join me in today in a Mercedes-AMG GT3 in a wet Zandvoort. This is a 20-minute sprint race in a small racing series in Thailand called Project E Chill Race. As we are approaching the starting line, in the main straight here, cutting into the POV view. As we're doing rolling starts, the lights turn green and we go racing. Good reaction seems to gaining on Skyfall number 999720S. But into the braking zone, we took it a little bit later than Skyfall. Took the corner from the outside, carrying a much lower speed compared to the other cars on the inside. Skyfall there gaining 2 positions, but it's alright. We're still in the draft with off red 720S. We gained 1 position. Now we're behind Rocker white 720S. Oh! Didn't expected him to brake that early there in turn 3. But it's okay, I haven't took anyone out yet. That was a little bit dirty for me. Totally my fault there. Still in the draft from Skyfall number 999. He dropped 1 position. Up into turn 5 now. No, sorry, up down into turn 6, down the inside of Skyfall. Unexpectedly, there was a Ferrari spun out in the middle of the track there. We took a lot of front end damage. Let's see what actually happened with dive down the inside of Skyfall. There was a Ferrari there. Probably a big shunt with another red car that we haven't seen who that actually was. And then we continue with me now in turn 8. Took it normally there. We're still in the draft with Rocker and the group in front. We are now fighting, I believe now we're in P11, fighting for the top 10 place. Oh, as we took a bit wide there in turn 9. No, sorry, turn 10. But we're gaining 1 more position on Rocker around the outside as we're approaching the chicane in T11. Normal braking point, which will be fading out quite a lot later in the race. As we're following the Porsche of D Holmes and rookie McLaren, white McLaren into the turn 13. There we're gaining a place down the inside of D Holmes Porsche. Still in the draft with the white McLaren. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there, but it's okay. We still keep it. Oh! Big shots behind us from D Holmes and a couple cars behind. Probably Rockers there as we approaching turn 1. We trying to... Oh! Deep brakes. Brakes a little bit too deep. We took Rookie out. That was a very dirty move still. As we see there, took pretty great braking zone. Totally my fault there. Totally my fault there. I took the blame. It's not the car in front fault, it's totally mine. As we approaching turn 3 now, we still clear ahead with this 1 car, a red Mercedes-AMG GT3 from Sega Hothead AMG GT3. We are approaching now, I believe, turn 6. Approaching turn 6, turn 7. We still haven't gained any time on the Hothead in front of us. We'll be leaving him to pull ahead for a while now. We're now approaching, but as we're approaching turn 9, I guess, turn 10 now, we seem to gain time on the Hothead in front of us in the red AMG GT3. We're going towards the chicane, turn 11. Nothing happened so far. Took a little bit deeper braking zone. Still keep it together through turn 12. Clean corner exit, but seems like dummy behind of us. That's the name, by the way. Are gaining time on us. Approaching turn 13, turn 14. Now we seem to pull ahead just by a little bit as we're now in the main straight. I'm in the draft, just a very little draft from the AMG in front. Dummy now pulled down the inside unexpectedly into turn 1. I tried to brake a letter, just didn't work, and he got the edge. defending down the inside in lap 3. I need to let that position go and be the one following and attacking now. As we approaching turn 3, we took it a little bit wide than usual. We still keep it together and keep it in the groups. In the draft and the green AMG GT3 in front of us, but they seem to be pulling away quite a little bit further and further. As we now into turn 6, trying to pull down his a little bit of tapping. We took the brake a little bit later than them. Into turn 8 now, cleanly taken there. Approaching turn 9, can't make any move. And we try to go down the inside, but dummy, he was just a bit too slow. To be fair, I didn't expect that either. Let's see what's actually happened. So we took a wider line, trying to pull down the inside. Dummy seems to accelerate his car, but his car doesn't seem to go anywhere, probably because of the extra traction control compared to us. That caused the racing incident for us, but it caused us to run into the back of him. Into turn 11, now we seem to gain some time on the AMG GT3 in front of us. We are now fighting for P8 still. We're now approaching turn 13. The car in front is still pulling away, so they're still pulling away from me. We ran it a little bit wide into the gravel there, losing time, and now I have to defend from the black 720S GT3 behind me from Skyfall. He's now in my draft in the main straight. I'm also in the draft of the red AMG GT3. Approaching turn 1 now. Skyfall seems to brake a little bit too late, and I took an instant karma from the first 2 shunts I have with 2 other players. Now I lost it into turn 1 and lost 3 position. Let's see the replay. Now I took a break a little bit earlier than usual. It's a wet race, to be fair, and Skyfall just took the drier line than me. It seems like he braking later than me, and that caused the racing incident once again. We took a little bit wide into turn 2, turn 3 we go. Took it normally in second gear, although usually it's better to put it in first gear. We're now behind in, I believe, P12, after P12, yes, P12. We are now behind P12, 3 cars already overtook us. We are now being pressured too by Max Blitz in another AMG GT3, this time in white. We're taking turn 8 like a champ, turn 9 coming in, seems a bit wider. Our left tire is touching the water. Max Blitz behind us now putting extra pressure, and it worked. Our car ran wide and he pulled out the inside, but he didn't keep it in control. We tried pull down the outside again into T11, the chicane. Brake a little bit deeper there. A bit too deep, but he took it even deeper than us. Into turn 12, keep it clean. Safely rejoined there by Max Blitz, and we took back our position in P12. We are now back in the hunt for P9. The group in front of us doesn't seem to pull away by that much. They are still fighting for position up in front. Into the main straight now. I think this is lap 5. Yeah, lap 5. Into the first corner, and Max Blitz behind us. Took an extremely deep path there. Let's see the replay, what actually happens. Same thing as what happens between me and Skyfall. Took a deep break, deep braking zone, braking points there. Shunt right into the right side of my car in the first hairpin. That was a very unfortunate event from us. I don't call that racing incident at all. He just took the brake way too deep in the braking point that no one's gonna survive that in a wet race. So no, I'm not gonna call that incident, but yeah, totally the AMG GT3, the white one's fault. Took a little bit of grass there, a little bit losing a bit of concentration after 2 shunts in a row. In turn 9, We're still on the dry line, still somewhat. We're now following Rookie in the white McLaren, the guy that we unfortunately took a little love tap in the first half and in the second lap. Hey, but to be fair, I did took the 2 corners there, so I guess that's fair enough, right? Into turn 11, we're gaining on Rookie, but we took it maybe a bit too deep. We have compromised ourselves in turn 12, on the exit of turn 12, as well as we're approaching turn 13. Rookie seems to lost his rear end just a little bit as we're approaching turn 14. Going into the main straight, we're gaining on Rookie in front. He's probably lift. We're now in a full draft, pull down the inside. It's a race to the chicane. Oh, sorry, it's a race to the hairpin now. Deep brakes by me. Nicely done, cleanly done this time around. Down the inside, Rookie 720S GT3. We're now going into turn 2. Cleanly there. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. Turn 3, cleanly. We still took it in second gear, although in the dry we'll be taking it first. Just needs precaution there. Just a little bit taking it in second gear. We're now going into turn 6. Oh, a lot of grass. We're understeer, running wide there. Turn 7 now. Are we running wide? We're running wide again. Losing time to the car in front because we took the gravel. We're now behind off 720S GT3 McLaren in red. Oh, as we took another deep braking points. Running wide once again. Turn 10. Ooh, that was nasty. Now we're approaching turn 11. Hopefully we're not doing it again. We're not doing it again, right? Oh, we did. We're running extremely wide into the gravel this time around. Losing a lot of time to off in front of us. And we now being pressured by the white McLaren behind us. It seems like we're now lost our competitive edge throughout the race now. Halfway through, and it seems like we lost our competitive edge now since we are sustaining 3 different damage in 3 different parts of the car. We're approaching the first hairpin once again. Ooh, a little bit wide. Our left wheel now touching the wet part of the track. A little bit slippery, a little bit understeer. We're very unpredictable every time that we're touching the water. Approaching turn 3. Ooh, this time around we took it in first gear. Really risking it right here. Managed to keep it together. Very fortunate. We're now going into turn 6. Ooh, we took a little bit wide again. Approaching turn 7. Still understeer, as you can see from my steering input. But we managed to hold it together. Into turn 8. Ooh, just a tad bit wide. A little bit close. Oh, and we still took it in the wrong line there. Into turn 10 now. Still a little bit wide this time around. Our right wheel is touching the water. He seems to not gain any time on off 7 PS in front of us, but at the same time, he was way further behind at the moment. The chicane, we're doing it more safely than the lap before. Ooh, off went a little bit off the track there. Into turn 13 now, off. Seems to lost his car a little bit with understeer. He have to compromise his exit on turn 14. After Dummy spun out in the middle of the track. He compromised off exit and now he pulled out the inside of the main straight. We are now approaching the first hairpin. Now we're on the inside of off 720S McLaren. We took it deep once again, just like how we overtook Rookie. This time around, off trying to pull a switchback. We defend the outside. He's now have to pull back because he's now at the inside at a disadvantage on turn 2. We pull out in front. We secure the place cleanly into P12. We, as when we just felt like we lost hope for any top 10 position. Now I'm getting back to to P12. Two places before we reach top 10, and the P11 is just right in front of us, losing his car in turn 7, but we did that as well. In turn 8, now we took it clearly, just a little bit of slip, but we are okay. Turn 9 up way too deep. Our car fully in the wet conditions. A lot of understeer, we will lose a lot of grip. As off took it wide in turn 10, we're trying to pull the inside. We cannot do that. We can pull that off, but at least at the same time we are still in the draft. Off thought he's safe. He pulled to the outside, left the space on the inside. He took a break too deep, and we took the advantage. Glorious overtake, best one in the game. I would say that, although I'll be very biased. Let's see what exactly happens. We took it wide there in turn 9, approaching turn 10. Off also took it wide here, and we're trying to pull the inside move. Doesn't stick that well. The car seems to have a bit of understeer, but at least we are still in the draft. Off now thinks he clear of us. Pull to the outside, took a little bit deeper brakes there. We pulled out the inside, took the advantage of off, taking a deep braking there, and we now secure back our P12 position. Back into turn 14, approaching main straights now. We are trying to get that P11 now. We're in the hunt of dummy AMG GT3 in front of us. As we're now going to say first hairpin of the boards. Deep brakes there. Ooh, almost a perfect line. A little bit wider than I expected, but it's still alright. Off seems to brake, can be able to brake a lot deeper than us. Flashing lights there, but ain't no way we're gonna let him through into turn 3. We keep it in first gear, risking it again. And we managed to hold it together and pulling away from off behind us. We're now back into turn 6. Ooh, a lot of understeer once again into turn 7. No more understeer here. We holding the car together, but the dummy in front of us are pulling away. As we now approaching turn 9. Hopefully we didn't took it wide, but we did once again. At least it's not a whole car this time around. Still making a lot of mistakes in a wet race. This is like my first wet race since like last year, I think, when I didn't take sim racing as seriously as now. We're now racing into the chicane turn 11. Brake that, not too deep. Ooh, but we understeer into the gravel. Off will definitely gain times on us, and we're losing time to dummy in front. As we seems to capture the P10 as well in the 14K in a Ferrari 488. We see him in the distance, but I'm not worrying about that right now, because he seems to suffer a lot from understeers. He seems to lose a lot of time in the first half of the race. Into the first hairpin, took it early, going carefully. Ooh, took a lot of there. Trying not to tackle the car together, trying not to oversteer, but ooh, we understeer again in turn 2, exit into the grass. We join safely back in turn 3, but off now will be pressuring us. He is now hungry for that P12 that we took away from him twice in the couple of laps before. Turn 6, our worst enemy that we always have hydroplane and understeer. Turns out we okay, but turn 7 we took the understeer again. Approaching turn 8, did it nicely, but still slower than off behind us. He's now putting full pressure into turn 9. He's right behind us and faster as well, but we still defending the position as we understeer in turn 10. Out of the track, oh, into the grass and almost into the gravel as well. We lost the position at last to off behind us. Ooh, we lost both the position and a lot of time as well, as we took another understeer in turn 11 into the gravel. Seems like Max Blitz will also be putting pressure on us now. At this point it seems hopeless race, but off! Spun out there in turn 14. Good sportsmanship there, that he didn't do a donut to spin the car to crashing into us to keep a position. Very great spot for sportsmanship and great driver reaction there to stop the car. As we approaching the first hairpin once again in so many times now, we are now being pressured from the P13 Max Blitz behind in the white AMG GT3. We're now clear of 720S, but we are definitely not clear from Max Blitz. We are now being much in the pressure by him throughout this lap now, as we're now in the lap 11. Approaching turn 6 once again, trying to do it full throttle. Can't really quite do it. Into turn 7 now, a little bit of sliding. We did it secure. We did it perfectly. Now we're into turn 8. A lot wide there into the grass. Understeer and oversteer and understeer again into the gravel, losing a position to Max Blitz. Is lap behind. He owns now back on track. His laps behind, so it's okay. We are still in P13. Losing hope, quite honest, as we think of the race. I only lost my hopes in taking the top 10 at all. It's way too far back, and I suffer way too much. But as I'm losing hope into turn 13. Nothing has happened yet, but the Max Blitz seems to have a problem with understeer the same as us. Approaching main straights now, dummy! Once again spun out, he's trying to rejoin! He didn't seize us from behind! Approaching from the left, he left space there! We're trying to go in that space, but he trying to close it right at the time, at the time that we reached his car. Almost turned into a nasty incident there in the main straight between me and Dummy, but we took the grass path and fortunately, luckily survived that. We are very extremely lucky actually to be able to keep our car straight on the wet grass back there. Now we are in turn 7, trying to hunt for P10 again. As we losing our hopes just the lap before, now I'm having a hope again into the last lap of the race. The P10 Indy 14K and the 488 seems to struggle with understeer a lot, and we trying to keep our car nice and firm in the dry lines. We are now gaining time on the car in front. But with a very few turns left, about 3 left, the chicane, turn 13 and turn 14, can we do it? Into turn 11! Nicely done! No understeer, no oversteer. A little bit, just a little bit in turn 12, but we still keep it together. In turn 13 seems to suffer a little bit from understeer for the 488 in front. We're gaining a lot of time in the car in front. Into turn 14 now. Into the main straight, we are now in the draft. Just if we have another lap or 2 left, we would have catched him, but that is just not the case. That is the end of the race right there. Finish the race in P11 in 99 AMG GT3. It may show in the screen now that it's P10, but it was just because of the Ronnie in P2 left the game. Otherwise, it's us in P11.